Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Gonna be giving you my post-match reaction from the PSG Manchester United game. So yesterday night it ended PSG 1, Manchester United 2 in the Champions League. It was our first game in Group H. And I've got to say, it's one of the best performances I've seen under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. I think, we deserved to win the game. We beaten one of the best teams in the world. Don't forget, last season, PSG got to the Champions League final. And they seldom lose at home. That defeat yesterday was their first defeat at home in the group stages since 2004. That's over 16 years ago now. There was quite a lot of players that played well for Manchester United. I've got to give a lot of credit to Axel Tuanzebe. He kept Mbappe and Neymar quiet. It was Tuanzebe's first start for Manchester United in 10 months. And I think, he should play more regularly now, reflecting on that good performance. And he did make some very, very good tackles. I thought Alex Telles, he did very, very well on his debut. Had some good set pieces. Put some good crosses into the box. And there's more to come from Alex Telles. We paid just over £15 million for Alex Telles, didn't we, from Porto, with add-ons included, and he did sign a 4-year contract with a football club with an option of a further year. I thought David De Gea, he did very, very well in goal. He made around 3 good saves in the game to deny Mbappe, Kurzawa, and he made a good save to deny Angel Di Maria. David De Gea, to be fair to him, also did very, very well in the Newcastle game. This season is David De Gea's 10th season at Manchester United, and like I've already said to you, he will remain our number one for this season. And Wan-Bissaka, absolutely exceptional. Showed some good attacking intent. Defensively, very, very good. And he was also very, very good in the Newcastle game. So it's good that Wan-Bissaka has rejuvenated himself, because he didn't have a good start to the season. This season is Wan-Bissaka's second season at Manchester United. Last season was his first season at the club, and for the vast majority of last season, he did very, very well. We got Wan-Bissaka in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace last summer. Victor Lindelof, I don't think he was too bad in the game either. Luke Shaw, I think he had a pretty good game for us. He was the one that played Martial through for the penalty. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he is injury prone. But prior to that, I think he's done well at Manchester United. He was injured at the first part of last season, and towards the end of last season sustained an ankle injury. I've also got to say, very, very impressed with McTominay and Fred. I thought McTominay blocked the runs very, very good. He cut out some good passes and kept the ball well, did Scott McTominay. And I know that I've criticised him before. McTominay has been part of the club for several years. was it just before the start of this season, McTominay had signed a 5-year contract with the football club. Fred, I thought he kept the ball very, very well, mostly. There was a couple of times where he did, lose the ball, Fred. But to be honest with you, I think Fred has improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. We got Fred under the Jose Mourinho era. We did pay around £52 million in from Shakhtar Donetsk. And I thought Fred, was an exceptional player when he was in Ukraine, Fred still got a contract with us until 2023. To be honest with you, I was surprised that Fred and McTominay started over Paul Pogba. Bruno Fernandes, exceptional yet again. 2 games in a row now, Bruno Fernandes has missed a penalty. But then obviously, the penalty had to be retaken and he scored it from the retake. It had to be retaken because I think Keylor Navas was off his line. I think must have had around 33 penalties now or something like that. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But Bruno Fernandes has done very, very well at Manchester United. He has been at the club now for around 9 months. Obviously, won some Matt Busby Player of the Year award. I think he must have won Premier League Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good run of performances. I think that was last season. Now, obviously, Solskjaer backs Bruno Fernandes. Don't forget, there was reports coming out the other week saying that Bruno Fernandes, had lost faith in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And it said that Bruno Fernandes wanted Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out of the club, and it said he was infuriated with the board over the lack of signings. But Bruno Fernandes had denied that he had a bust-up with Solskjaer, and Fabrizio Romano did confirm that there was no problem with Bruno and Ole. The Sun said not so long ago that Real Madrid and Barcelona were interested in him. Marcus Rashford, absolutely good, absolutely exceptional. Scores yet again late on in Paris. Rashford wasn't the best player on the pitch by all means, but I thought he made some good runs in behind. And I thought he did get into some very, very good positions. And he did have he had 3 or 4 good chances in that game, did Marcus Rashford. I thought he took his goal very, very well. Rashford has been part of the club for several years. Rashford must have been at the club now a good 15 years or so. Because Rashford's 22 and he's been a United player since the age of 7. Rashford's been in our senior squad since 2016. And like I've said, he's really, really improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Anthony Martial, now I don't think he had the best of games, to be honest with you. Like I said, Martial was the one that won the penalty. It was a definite penalty anyway. Obviously, PSG's equaliser came from an Anthony Martial own goal. Obviously, it came off his head from the corner. But he hasn't had the best of starts to this season. I thought last season he was very, very good under Solskjaer. I thought he did well in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. And Martial's endured over 5 years now at Manchester United. So yeah, and I've got to give a lot of credit to Solskjaer because I thought he tactically got it spot on. I think he went with a 5-3-2 formation. It was a similar team to what he went with against Newcastle, really, wasn't it? I think Solskjaer made around 3 changes from the 4-1 win against Newcastle. As you all know, Eric Bailly, Harry Maguire, Mason Greenwood, Edinson Cavani and Jesse Lingard did not travel to Paris. I'm very confident that Harry Maguire will be available for the game against Chelsea at the weekend. Harry Maguire has had an injury, hasn't he? But he did actually play in the Newcastle game, Harry Maguire, and before that game against Newcastle, he was a doubt. And Solskjaer was saying before the Newcastle game that he's backing Harry Maguire to bounce back from his early season troubles. And he did do well in the Newcastle game. Harry Maguire, don't forget, got sent off in England's 1-0 defeat to Denmark. And he sustained a knock. He had that incident in Greece the other month. This season is Harry Maguire's second season at the club. As it stands at the moment, he's the most expensive centre-half in the world. And the second most expensive sign at the club, because we got him in a deal worth £80 million. Now, Eric Bailly, this is very, very bad news. Solskjaer has confirmed that Eric Bailly is going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks with a muscle injury. And like I've said to you before, I do really, really like Eric Bailly. He's a very, very good centre-half, but my element of concern about him, he is injury prone. Don't forget, whilst he was on international duty with Ivory Coast, he sustained a hamstring injury. In the summer of 2019, throughout pre-season, Bailly sustained a knee injury and didn't come back till February, which was earlier on this year. Bailly's enjoyed around 4 years or so at Manchester United. We paid £30 million in from Villarreal back in 2016. Mason Greenwood, I'm confident, he will be available for the game at the weekend against Chelsea. Mason Greenwood has now missed our last 2 games. Because he's had a niggle. Solskjaer said he didn't stay at home because of disciplinary reasons. Mason Greenwood, I definitely think, is the foreseeable future for Man United. Obviously, he's our number 11. He's the 4th Man United player to wear the number 11. We had a few issues with him, though, before the season started. And Solskjaer did confirm that Edinson Cavani could make his debut for the club against Chelsea at the weekend. It was a shame Edinson Cavani couldn't make his debut yesterday night against his former club. Obviously couldn't play in the Newcastle game due to COVID-19 restrictions. We got Edinson Cavani on a free transfer on deadline day. Cavani signed a 2-year contract with the club with an option. Not an option, sorry. It was a 1-year contract, yeah, and there's an option of a 2nd year. And we're paying Edinson Cavani around 220 grand a week. And obviously Edinson Cavani is our new number 7. And I think Lingard has also got a knock. But gotta say, very, very good win for Manchester United yesterday night. It really, really was. Like I said, PSG, they did come into the game in the second half. They got in behind us quite a few times. To be honest with you, Ander Herrera and Angel Di Maria, they didn't play that well. Obviously, they reunited with Manchester United yesterday. I was disappointed that we got rid of Ander Herrera because I think he's one player that Manchester United should have kept. Don't forget, we did have Angel Di Maria under the Louis van Gaal era. Like I said, Mbappe and Neymar, what a frustrating night they had. We defended absolutely fantastic. PSG did have some players out though, didn't they? They obviously had that Leandro Paredes out. They had Juan Bernat out. They had Marco Verratti out. They had Mario Icardi out. And they also had someone else out. But yeah, we was the underdogs, No one expected us to beat PSG. I've got to say, we've got the hardest group. Our next game in the group stage is RP Leipzig. And, they're last season's semi-finalists in the Champions League, and the other club we've got is Istanbul Başakşehir. So I'm hopeful that we can get to the knockouts of the Champions League. Obviously, no one's expecting us to win the Champions League, obviously. But that's twice now, we've beaten PSG in, 19 months. Because, 19 months ago, we beat PSG by 3-1. In the last 16, obviously, we overcame a 2-goal deficit from the first leg. And obviously, it was 2 goals from Lukaku, and Marcus Rashford had scored late on. So, yeah, that's another iconic moment for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Man United, from yesterday's result. But this will put a lot of confidence now into the team. Now, might as well do the player ratings on this video. So, David De Gea, he's going to get a 8 out of 10. Like I said, he made some good saves in the game to deny Mbappe, Neymar, Kurt Sauer and Angel Di Maria. And Wan-Bissaka, he's going to get a 7 out of 10. Defensively, superb. Showed some very good attacking intent. Axel Tuanzebe, he's going to get a 8 out of 10. Like I said, kept Mbappe and Neymar very, very quiet. Made some very, very good interceptions. And like I said, it was his first start in 10 months. Victor Lindelof, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Don't think he was that bad. I thought he was the quietest, though, in our back line, Victor Lindelof. Luke Shaw, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Like I said, he wasn't outstanding. Like I said, he was the one that played the lovely ball through to Anthony Martial for the penalty. He was obviously, left centre-back. Some people think he looks better in that position, to be honest with you. Alex Telles, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Like I said, did very, very well on his debut. Had some good set pieces. Put some good crosses into the box. And made some good runs on that left-hand side. Scott McTominay, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Like I said to you, cut out some passes, lots of runs, kept the ball well. So, yeah. Fred, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Like I mentioned, he kept the ball well most of the time. I think there was a couple of times where he did lose the possession. But I thought it looked very, very mobile, to be honest with you, did Fred. Bruno Fernandes, he's going to get a 8 out of 10. Bruno Fernandes, exceptional. Like I said, scored from the penalty. Missed the first one, but obviously had to be retaken. Could have had more than 1 goal as well, Bruno Fernandes. Marcus Rashford, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. Scored the winner again in Paris. Also had around 4 good chances. So he could have had more than 1 goal, Marcus Rashford. And I said, he got into some good positions and got some good runs in behind. So he's going to get an 8 out of 10. Anthony Martial, he's going to get I'd say 5 out of 10. I don't think he was that good from my own perception. But like I said, Martial was the one that won the penalty because he got brought down by Dilo, was it? And obviously, PSG's goal came from an own goal from Anthony Martial. So that is your player ratings. Solskjaer did bring some substitutions on in the game. We saw Donny van der Beek come on. I think he did quite well when he came on, Donny van der Beek, so I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Donny van der Beek has not yet made his full debut for the football club. Could be making his first start, I presume, against Chelsea at the weekend. I think Donny van der Beek has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. We got him for around £40 million from Ajax. And, Donny van der Beek signed a 5-year contract with the club with an option of a further year. And he currently wears the number 34 shirt. Solskjaer's considering changing his position and putting him on that left-hand side. I heard that, there's 3 different roles that Donny van der Beek can play in. Paul Pogba, I thought he did well when he came on. Paul Pogba got the assist for Marcus Rashford's winner, didn't he? So I'm going to give Paul Pogba a 7 out of 10. Not so long ago, we triggered that 12-month extension on Paul Pogba's contract, so that keeps him at the football club until June 2022. This was confirmed by Fabrizio Romano recently. But he could still leave Manchester United next summer. Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga, hasn't he? But to be fair, he did well when he came on yesterday night. He also did well when he came on in the 4-1 win against Newcastle. So Pogba hasn't started the last 2 games, so he probably is in contention to start against Chelsea at the weekend. Don't forget, the other week, Paul Pogba made an admission saying that one day his dream is to join Real Madrid. And last year he was talking a lot about Real Madrid and Zinedine Zidane, and don't forget he said he wanted to leave Manchester United because he was seeking for a new challenge, was Paul Pogba. And Mundo Deportivo said the other week that Barcelona are interested in signing him. There's obviously been narratives of him possibly going back to Juventus. This season is Paul Pogba's 5th season at the club since he rejoined from Juventus. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him. Daniel James, he also came on in the game. He came on in the 88th minute. So that is your player ratings. Now, reflecting on these 2 wins against Newcastle and PSG, a lot of pressure has now eased off Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, before these games against Newcastle and PSG, Solskjaer was under serious pressure at the football club. That was obviously after the 6-1 embarrassment to Tottenham at home. And even Woodward, was saying the other week that he is prepared to sack Solskjaer if things don't improve. But we've won his last 2 games now, which is very, very good. And it's good that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe for now, because I've said I want his managerial tenure at Manchester United to work out, because I love him a lot. If Solskjaer succeeded as a Manchester United manager or he got sacked, either way I would love him. But yes, we do need to give him more time, obviously. This season is Solskjaer's 2nd season as Manchester United manager, 2nd full season. And he's been at the football club now almost 2 years. And Solskjaer's got a contract with Manchester United until 2022. So he's got just under 2 years left on his current contract. And I've already gone through with you how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can avoid getting sacked as Manchester United manager. And that's obviously his decision making has got to improve. And to be fair, in the last 2 games, he's probably got it. You can say he's got it right. Like I said, certain players have got to step up to the plate. And to be fair, players have stepped up to the plate recently. I said at the start of this season, Solskjaer's got to exceed his expectations. I said what would represent a good season for Man United, and that would be to finish in the top 4 and win a trophy. If we continue playing like we have been recently, I think, we're capable of winning a trophy this season. Don't forget, we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. And we haven't won a trophy for over 3 years. Solskjaer's, I think, now managed nearly 100 games as Manchester United manager, and he's won over 50 games as Manchester United manager. So that's definitely a positive you can take. But I've taken quite a lot of positives from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tenure so far. Like I said, he's made some good signings. He spent over £200 million since he became Manchester United manager. You know, in the summer of 2019, he brought Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January, he brought Bruno Fernandes and Odi Nagalo in on loan. And in the summer transfer window of this year, he brought Donny van der Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani, Facundo Pellistri. Solskjaer recently said he's more of the future. And we also brought Ahmad Traore in, but he's going to be joining the club in January. So we've got 4 of them players on deadline day. We've also seen a lot of players depart the club since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in. You know, the most recent players to leave Manchester United were Chris Smalling, he went to Roma on deadline day. Diego Dalot, he went out on loan to AC Milan. Andres Pereira, he went on a 1-season loan with Lazio. Tahith Choni went out on loan to Werder Bremen. I think there was a few other youngsters we loaned out. I think we loaned Joe Pereira out again for another season. Angel Gomez left the club permanently. No, Sanchez left to go to Inter Milan permanently. We made the right decision by getting rid of Sanchez because it obviously freed up our wage bill. Because I said Sanchez's wages were having a really bad effect on the club. Young left back in January. Obviously, in the summer of 2019, we saw Valencia leave the club. We saw Darmian leave. We saw Herrera leave. Lukaku. Fellaini, he left in January 2019. He was the first player to leave, I think, under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. And I think we're going to get rid of more players next year. I think we're looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard, Phil Jones, Rojo, and Sergio Romero. Don't forget, Phil Jones, Rojo, and Romero were excluded from the Champions League squad. I also like the way that Solskjaer's promoted the youth because the young players have been given their opportunities. And we've had some good periods under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. We really, really have. So, they are the positives you can take. And also I credit what Solskjaer did last season, because to be fair, last season he exceeded most of his expectations. He obviously got his qualification for the Champions League. We finished 3rd. That's the highest we've finished. Well, second highest we finished, since the Ferguson era. And we also progressed to 3 semi-finals. Got to the FA Cup semi-final, the Europa League semi-final, and the EFL Cup semi-final. And I think Man United are going to try and make more signings in January. Like I said, in the summer transfer window, we missed out on all of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's priority targets. And we missed out on a lot of targets in general. You know, we did miss out on Jadon Sancho. We'll go back in for him in January probably. We missed out on Jack Grealish. We missed out on Sergio Reguilon. We also missed out on Gareth Bale. We also missed out on Jude Bellingham, missed out on Thiago, missed out on Kalidou Koulibaly, missed out on Nathan Ake. We missed out on Erling Haaland, and I said it was a shame that we missed out on him in January because he would have been an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type signing. But the board are to blame for the lack of transfer activity and all of that. You know, we've been critical of Woodward and the Glazers for several years because our recruitment policy has been poor for several years, and throughout the course of the summer transfer window, Solskjaer wasn't backed enough, was he? I think the managers that we've had since Ferguson, retired, haven't been backed enough. And this is why I said, it would be beneficial if Manchester United could get a director of football in. I think, we've got to try and get a centre-half in next year, someone to go alongside Harry Maguire. You know, this is what Manchester United need to do. But it's good that, you know, Solskjaer's addressed some of the deficiencies in the squad. But like I said, you know, in the last 7 years, Man United have been playing catch-up, you know, because we've had different managers with different philosophies. You know, we spent close to the £1 billion range on players, and people are saying we should be much more of a commanding position than we're in, you know, reflects on the money that's been spent. And we've recruited over 30-odd players in since the Ferguson era. But I just think since the Ferguson era, you know, we haven't been clinical enough and all of that, and we haven't been able to see out games. You know, under the Ferguson era, the fear factor was there. And even when we was playing poorly under Ferguson, you know, we'd find a way to get a result. You know what I mean? But I just think it's going to be hard for any manager at Manchester United to replicate Ferguson's legacy or to last as long as Ferguson did. But yeah, you know, I hope Solskjaer can succeed, and hopefully this good vein of form can continue, like I said. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.